We already started a debate at the dinner that we have to think how to change this mechanism that we can react fast and efficient. And maybe the consensus and that 100% unity is obviously not the case which will solve the problem. So maybe the solution is that we invent a mechanism where the classical majority will be enough and those who are willing will be able to go. So
who is willing to participate in the project? Who is indicated? Because this is an idea that's been going on for half my life.
Exactly. You're right. For example, if you are talking about European battle groups, the problem is that because of the consensus, they are almost never activated. And that's why yesterday's discussion went in a way, let's say, let's make a mechanism with the classical majority. If the majority within the European Union decides to send somewhere the troops, they can go in the name of European Union. And the countries which will participate in this group will be, let's say, the willing countries. The countries who wants to be part of that mission, so that we don't force the country which doesn't want to be part of that mission. So that was the discussion yesterday.
Are you against those troops?
No, of course. We support this because I want that European Union is a global player on a global stage. And to be a global player on a global stage, you need at least three things. One is efficient military, efficient diplomacy, which speaks with a one voice, and a strong economy. And obviously, right now, we have only a strong economy, and we have to work on the other two issues as well.
In terms of size, how big should the troops be that we're talking about?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat?
In terms of size, how big should such troops be?
It depends. You know that the initial discussion was around 5,000. It can be larger as well, so it's the matter of debate. I think it can be from 5,000 to 20,000. It depends.
Did you have any idea how many dinners you're still going to have before you decide on?
How many?
How many dinners? How many years? How many presidencies? Or is it something that you talk about it?
I think that the story of Afghanistan is absolutely clear, and that we have to act fast.
Mr. Minister, do you see similarities between what happened, the scenario in Afghanistan, that it could be the same scenario for the Europeans in this, the region of the Sahel in Afghanistan?
I think that we learned a very important lesson, and that we shouldn't repeat the same mistake in the Sahel. And the Sahel is even more important for the European Union than Afghanistan. It can have greater consequences. That's why I think that we won't repeat the same mistake as in Afghanistan.
Mr. Minister, do you have a sense how many member states are in favor of such a unit?
My impression is, maybe I'm wrong, today will be a little bit more formal meeting than it was dinner, that we are close to or at least a little bit above of the majority. But you know, especially for small countries like Slovenia, consensus is a strong tool. But this tool means at the same time that the European Union is inefficient.
Are your colleagues disappointed that they were not able to secure the airport in Kabul?
Absolutely. This is a big disappointment for all of us. Okay.
Who would be in charge of these troops? Who would make the ultimate decision?
Who?
Yeah, or do each nation, the volunteers, make their own decisions inside this group or military?
The institutions of European Union. Okay. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Slovenija lahko prispeva tam nekje do 200-300 vojakov. To je naš maksimum v tem trenutku zaradi drugih angažmajev, ki jih imamo po svetu.
Minister, lahko samo še to na kratko. Včeraj je predsednik Evropskega parlamenta Sassoli je bil precej kritičen do odločitve notranjih ministrov, kar se tiče migracij. Kaj lahko pričakujemo danes in kaj pravite na to jasno sporočilo torej predsednika Evropskega parlamenta?
Po moji oceni so stvari komplementarne, kar pomeni, da si Evropska unija kot urejen sistem tudi želi urejenih migracij. To pomeni, da ni nujno, da brez kakršnekoli kontrole spustimo velike tokove v Evropo, tako kot se je to zgodilo leta 2015, ampak da te stvari delamo na urejen način in da predvsem pomagamo regiji, ki je v težavah. Hvala lepa. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
That's what everybody says. I follow the orders. Huh?
Yeah. Please, here.
It's Mark. Sorry for you. Huh? So, good morning. Nice to see you again. It has been a busy summer, a hectic summer, and things has to not finish yet. Today we are going to have a meeting that will be dominated by the events in Afghanistan. Afghanistan will be the backdrop of our discussion today. And I think it's clear that the need for more European defense has never been as much as evident as today after the events in Afghanistan. And I am sure that the ministers will discuss about how to face this new situation, how we can be more prepared for future challenges. You know that the strategic compass is a work in process. In a couple of months, I think we will be able to present the result of our work. But from time there are events that catalyzes the history. Sometimes something happens that pushes the history. It creates a breakthrough. And I think that the Afghanistan events of this summer is one of these cases. So I hope that today our discussion will be more lively and will be more engaged on concrete results and decisions. No, decisions today, no, because it's an informal meeting, but to prepare not later than October, November, the final draft of the strategic compass.
What are you going to reach with those battle groups?
Battle groups we already have. We already have, but we have never used it. Never activated. So we have to look for something more ready to be activated, more operational.
Mr. Borrell, how did the ministers respond to your proposal to have a rapid reaction unit of 5,000 men?
Well, I cannot tell you yet because the discussion is going to happen.
When are we going to see it?
I'm sure that by October, November, we will present to the Council the final draft of the strategic compass.
Why is it necessary to form
Why is what?
Why is it necessary to have rapid response force when we have the battle groups? Why not using the battle groups quicker?
It's not the same thing. You will see the difference. The battle groups are done on a national basis. They're kind of, every month one is ready to act, but in fact they have never acted. We have to look for a more consistent and well-organized, putting together not a single state every month, but all together all the time. So I will tell you the discussion afterwards. Just let me insist on that. The need for a stronger European defense is today more evident than ever.
How did you expect the defeat in Afghanistan to go?
So, please don't all.
Ja, ne, počakaj, tle se ni, mu lahko pokaže, da ni pole zdraven njega, pol ni
Ni pa nujno, da bo vsak prišel.
Ja.
Ja. Vaš kolega mi je tako minut kocija malo. Aha.
Što više sa strane, ako može.
Ja, samo zdaj pa ne mu kadru, mislim.
Stavite se, što bitna je kamera.
Ja mogu i s one strane, ako mi je bliže, pa ću se maknuti s kamera. Možete pokušajte.
Hvala. Možete se sa one strane, a što više, samo pratite. Ovo je official je najbitnija i ona ispred doorstepa je isto najbitnija. Tako da to ti je official. Samo pratite. Samo pratite da ne. Ok, dobar. Pošla na uno stranu.
Ja, kako te je predvsej.
Viske, verjetno jaz se naslonil.
Ja, ne. Ravno je ravno. Ni mali on.
Ja, ne, samo viske, verjetno, kad se nastanje harukne.
Ne, historija. Historija, ampak Bruno tudi. Ja. Ja, to je tako za nas. Koga pozna, pa pride na
Enkrat ni nič, enkrat pa je nabito.
Zdaj me začutim, niso res fotografije ni nobenega.
Kaj da?
Fotografije ni nobenega, da ne se začutim tam odpisal.
Ja, ne vem, odvisno dogodka, ne vem, kateri so bolj pomembni, kaj se dogaja. Ja, moglo biti, ja, gor so bili vsi bolj. Kaj so bili včeraj? Ja, ja, to je.
Jaz bom pa itak, ko bom pa hodila klele. Zaradi njih.
Ja.
Pol blizu, da...
Lahko se ne imaš pa boje. Ja, tole, to se snimi. Ja, veš,
Vse na peskovni, vse se nastaviš, prideš zgodaj, boš kasneje v prihod, evo, prideš, startaš, pred objektiv, ali pa karkoli, in si izveden. Ne, ampak neobzirnost čista, ki ne vidim drugega sebe. ljudi okoli sebe, vidiš? To že na cesti se vidi.
Good morning. Very pleased to be here in Slovenia. This is a very important meeting for us for obvious reasons. It's the first opportunity we have to come together after the experience of Afghanistan in the last few weeks, and this will obviously also have an impact on the work that we're doing in the development of the strategic compass. It will have an impact about our assessment of the kind of work that we can do and should be doing in the Sahel, and the way that we operate as the European Union in our external CSDP missions. So it's a very opportune moment for us to be coming together. We have ongoing routine work, and we have the extraordinary circumstances of the rapidly changing world around us.
What do you think about the rapid entry force?
That's one of the many issues that we're going to be discussing. But above all, we should be focusing on the level of ambition of our strategic compass. And I think that there will be a consensus around the table that we have to, it's not realistic not to be ambitious at this moment. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. Here. Excuse me. Hello, Mr. Here. Hello.
Zuerst einmal ein sehr wichtiges Treffen. Natürlich reden wir über den strategischen Kompass im Lichte dessen, was in Afghanistan passiert ist. Wir haben in Afghanistan gesehen, dass wir mit Blick auf unsere eigenen Fähigkeiten nicht so weit sind, wie wir uns das selbst vorgestellt haben. Wir waren von den Amerikanern abhängig, und es wird heute darum gehen, die richtigen Schlüsse zu ziehen. Denn Afghanistan ist ein bitteres Ende, ist eine schwere Niederlage. Ob es eine dauerhafte Schwächung des Westens ist, kommt insbesondere auf die Frage an, welche Schlüsse wir daraus folgern, und dass wir für die Zukunft auch und gerade als Europäer eigenständiger werden, selbstständiger handeln können. Denn von dieser Fähigkeit hängt unsere Glaubwürdigkeit ab. Und insofern werden das sehr, sehr intensive Verhandlungen heute werden.
Was wird sich ändern, wenn die EU einen schnellen Eingreifen?
Wir haben, jede Armee in Europa hat ihre eigenen Kräfte. Das, worüber wir reden müssen, ist die Frage, sind unsere Prozesse darauf abgestellt? Könnten wir schnell Entscheidungen treffen? Sind wir genügend eingeübt? Haben wir das richtige Equipment, das uns zurzeit vor allen Dingen die Amerikaner liefern? Und es ist ganz wichtig, dass wir dies nicht als Alternative zur NATO und zu den Amerikanern tun, sondern um selbst stärker zu werden und damit auch zusammen mit den Amerikanern den Westen insgesamt stärker zu machen. Und das ist notwendig, das haben wir in Afghanistan gesehen und gelernt. Vielen Dank. Thank you. Danke. So, was
Vi tar det senare. Ihop med Tony. De poder desplegar fuerzas rápidas en la Unión Europea.
Bueno, en este momento yo creo que lo más importante es analizar lo que ha pasado en Afganistán y a partir de ahí sacar consecuencias. Y creo que además la Unión Europea tiene también una obligación de no dejar abandonados a los colaboradores que todavía quedan ahí, y eso yo creo que tiene que ser el principal debate en este momento.
¿Qué gestiones entonces está haciendo España?
Gracias.
Je pense que c'est l'occasion aujourd'hui avec cette ministérielle qui tombe bien pour parler des enjeux, des leçons apprises de ce qui s'est passé en Afghanistan et de voir aussi comment on peut encore aider, ne pas abandonner nos ressortissants qui sont là-bas. On a besoin de renforcer le pilier européen, très certainement.
Yes. I'm sorry.
The rapid entry force, is that an idea that you support?
Yes, of course. Most important, the peace of the European people. And we have to speak about today. Okay. Thank you.
morning, how are you? Very good.
Morning. Thank you.
Discuss the state of play on current developments, and I think it's about time Europe asserts itself more on security and defense, given the recent disaster in Afghanistan. Thank you.
We need a rapid entry force?
Okay, thank you.
Rapid what?
Entry force.
Well, I think first we have to answer what our battle groups have been doing at this moment, because it's not about troops, it's about political will. I would rather say that we have to think not only also about Afghanistan, but what do we do with Belarus, and that's important.
Do we need an EU coordination there?
Sure. We need not only EU coordination, but support, including possibility for new sanctions, because our borders are under the stress.
What is not working right now?
In which regard?
Under border control, expecting Afghan refugees or...
No, it's not about refugees at this moment, and I think the Western media should pay much more attention also to this, because everybody is looking at Afghanistan, but what is happening in Belarus is a hybrid attack on our borders, where basically the state is kidnapping people, giving them visas, and then pushing into the border areas. This is what Belarus is doing now. So this is a dangerous thing, particularly because of military exercises Zapad 21. So they are colliding in the same place at the borders of European Union.
Do you think we will get a positive answer from this moment?
Well, it seems that colleagues are understanding this, but we need also more action. Action in a way of carrot and stick against the Belarus.
Are you in favor of majorities voting on sending battle groups?
Well, if there will be a political will, then we can discuss this. At this moment, we are trying to make a huge plans about common EU defense, but battle groups exist for decades. Have we ever used it? So when we answer this question, we can go forward.
What would you change to use them?
Well, first, we need a political will to use them. And first of all, it's also the question how each and every EU country is preparing its capacity and readiness, military readiness. And this is also, for instance, particularly with such countries as Germany, you have to work with your society to understand that the world is different. It's not anymore times like before 10 or 20 years. So we need a capacity. And once we have a capacity, then the readiness to use the force, because without using the force, with only good words, you are not able anymore to convince people like Taliban.
So
have been sent to Afghanistan?
Sorry?
Should they have been sent to Kabul to secure the airport?
I'm not sure they are ready, and now it's too late. Where have we been before?
But do you think that some member states discussing such a rapid unit are getting ahead of themselves?
Well, I think ahead of themselves are those countries which have their own troops ready. Because what's the point to talk about the general use of something if the countries are not ready to contribute and if they don't have these troops? So I think it's important really to understand for people that the world is changing very rapidly. And it's nice to have a need and possibility to talk about human rights globally and other things. But you need also the hardcore power also for the defense of Europe itself. Because how can we speak about autonomy or something if we cannot defend ourselves against hybrid attack, which is happening now? So there is a kind of divergence between reality and wishes. Thank you.
Ich halte nichts davon, jetzt einfach aus der Hüfte heraus Schlussfolgerungen zu ziehen. Ich glaube, dass es wichtig ist, dass wir über eine europäische Sicherheits- und Verteidigungspolitik diskutieren, dass wir Kräfte bündeln. Wir haben ja gesehen bei den Evakuierungsplänen und den Evakuierungsanstrengungen, die wir gemacht haben, dass das Pooling und Sharing sich gelohnt hat. Und in diese Richtung müssen wir jetzt vertiefen, und zwar schnell. Das hat sich gezeigt, Europa braucht Unabhängigkeit, muss selbst imstande sein, seine Verteidigungspolitik zu organisieren.
Aber nicht hin zu einer EU-Armee, oder doch?
Ich glaube, dass es mehr sinnvoll ist, Kräfte zu bündeln. Ob man das jetzt eine europäische Armee nennt, glaube ich, ist das falsche Wort. Kräfte bündeln bedeutet natürlich zum Beispiel, dass alle europäischen Armeen, die es gibt, versuchen eben gemeinsam militärisches Material einzukaufen. Das, was zum Beispiel jetzt schon vorgezeigt wird zwischen 7 Ländern im Kontext von Eindhoven, dem RTC, der ja viel geholfen hat in Afghanistan, wo mit Pooling und Sharing Flugkapazitäten von 7 Ländern gemeinsam geriert werden, das ist der Weg, glaube ich. Aber es muss schneller gehen. Wir müssen einfach feststellen, dass Europa alleine zuständig sein muss für seine eigene Sicherheit.
Unterstützen Sie denn den Vorschlag einer schnellen Eingreiftruppe?
Ich unterstütze vor allem die Idee, das Pooling and Sharing, und natürlich muss man auch darüber reden, was das bedeutet, so eine Eingreiftruppe aufzubauen, damit über die verschiedenen Armeen hinweg natürlich sehr schnell handlungsfähig sind. Das brauchen wir ganz sicher. Wir müssen unabhängiger werden. Das hat nichts zu tun mit Desolidarisierung von den Vereinigten Staaten oder von der NATO. Nein, ein Europa mit einer Verteidigungspolitik, die gemeinsam gestaltet wird, stärkt im Endeffekt auch die NATO.
Wie groß soll die Truppe sein und wer hat dann das Kommando?
Das werden wir jetzt mal sehen. Ich hoffe mal, dass wir jetzt mal endlich weiterkommen. Wir diskutieren jetzt schon über den strategischen Kompass viel zu lange. Ich glaube, heute ist wieder auf der Tagesordnung. Ich glaube, es kommt erst darauf an, endlich, wie man so schön sagt, Nägel mit Köpfen zu machen und nicht jetzt schon zu diskutieren, wie groß die Truppe sein wird.
Die Osteuropäer fürchten ja, dass die Verteidigungspolitik der EU ohne die Amerikaner gar nicht geht. Glauben Sie das auch?
Das ist ja nicht ganz falsch. Wir haben ja festgestellt, dass in Afghanistan jetzt in Kabul und die Vereinigten Staaten wir nicht imstande gewesen wären, den Flughafen abzusichern. Das muss man einfach feststellen. Das ist einfach eine nüchterne Feststellung, die müssen wir auch nicht verstehen. Wir müssen natürlich auch wissen, dass als Europäer, was das bedeutet. Das kostet uns ja auch was. Wir können es nicht länger so zurücklehnen und sagen, ja, andere werden das für uns tun.
Es gibt ja schon Battlegroups und die werden nicht genutzt.
Ja, aber das ist nicht nur eine Frage jetzt der Gründung eines Battlegroups, das ist ja so ein schreckliches Wort. Es geht darum, dass die Koordination mal stimmt. Wie ich habe ja gesagt, zurzeit ist es ja so, dass wir überhaupt nicht, wenn die Amerikaner gesagt hatten, wir ziehen ab frühzeitig jetzt am Flughafen Kabul, wer hätte dann die Sicherheit übernommen auf dem Flughafen, trotz Battlegroup. Also es geht darum, jetzt mal das zu vertiefen, das ist wichtig.
Mit Mehrheitsentscheidungen?
Bitte schön?
Mit Mehrheitsentscheidungen? Ist das
mit Mehrheitsentscheidungen, da bin ich absolut dafür. Ich glaube, dass in diesem Bereich wir sonst nicht vorankommen. Ja?
Herauszuziehen haben. Wir werden uns über Grenzmanagement unterhalten, über das Migrationsthema und selbstverständlich, wenn man über Resilienz spricht, auch auf die rasche Handlungsfähigkeit. Und da geht es nicht um die Fähigkeiten, die diese Eingreiftruppe hat oder bereits jetzt hat, sondern da geht es um die politische Entscheidung, bis zum richtigen Zeitpunkt rasch auch zu tun.
Wer soll diese Entscheidung fällen? Eine Mehrheit oder wer soll?
At this moment, it's important that we discuss how we can develop the battle groups we have, and that's my opinion in this stage on this. But one of the main topics here is working with the strategic compass and especially resilience issue, and I find it of utmost importance. But I also want to say that. Of course, we have to talk about the situation in Afghanistan. That's the most important thing in the world at the moment. And the international community has to work, international community, including the European Union, have to work for stability and the human rights of Afghanistan people. And we have to, and also the Minister of Foreign Affairs have to talk and find a way how to work for these issues.
Can we do defense without the Americans?
We need good transatlantic cooperation now and in the future also, but I'd say that Europe must be stronger itself also in concerning defense.
And how do you think the battle groups should be developed?
Well, they have to. I think at least we need more speed. That there has to be a possibility to use it faster if possible. Like in this case, it would have taken too long if we would have chosen that tool. So that at least one thing.
And how do you achieve to employ them quicker?
We need some kind of a process how to see what's wrong with this concept, because we haven't used those at any time. So there is certainly things to be done concerning the battle groups, but we'll get back to this later. Thank you.
Must look on the past and discuss about learned lessons in Afghanistan, and also through the discussion look in the future what we can do in the future about our activity to stop any kind of human disaster. Also stop maybe the scenario what we have in 2015. Or also we must speak about activity who in the future stop any kind of development terrorism organization in Afghanistan. I think that today we have really discussion about that topics, and I hope that we have some conclusions on the end of today's meeting.
What would be your vision of that?
What is?
What would be your vision of that? How can we do better?
I think that we must just like I said, we must look on the past, what we do and what we must do in Afghanistan. This is a situation that I think that is not good for all Europe, especially if we have the situation or scenario from 2015. So.
We've been talking about this for a long time. Why should something change right now?
I don't know, very difficult question for all of us. Thank you.
So today we will have a very important meeting together. We will have a very important meeting together with the Minister of Defense. I think this meeting is really timely, appropriate regarding the past event, of course. And we will have, I think, a very, very important discussion about the lesson that we have to draw. And I will, of course, strongly support what HRVP already said about this.
What is your idea?
Well, I think we know what went well, we know what went not well, and we know what we may have to do in addition, of course, to what we do together, of course, while maintaining, of course, our strong relations, of course, with our allies, of course, with NATO, but we may have some lessons to do, and we will discuss this. Thank you very much.
What's your suggestion on the rapid entry force?
No, well, this is, of course, a discussion we will have, and, of course, this will be embedded into the strategic compass, as you know. So the strategic compass is definitely a tool which will help us to have a common view together.
Why do we need a new force if we have battle groups?
Okay, so I think we will wait to it. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As chairman of European Union Military Committee, I am happy to be here and to take part in such an important meeting at European Union Minister of Defense level. The strategic situation, the geostrategic changes show that now we need a stronger Europe. The situation in Afghanistan, Libya, Middle East, Sahel show that now is the time to act, starting with the creation of a European rapid entry forces able to show the will of European Union to act as a global strategic partner. When, if not now? Later will be late. Thank you.
Are you frustrated that the EU could not act in Kabul?
Sve sam imel, ja. Prašić, ja. Ne vem, kaj je zdaj? Opa? Kako je zdaj? Kakšnega uradna varianta? Boste povedali? Indijanci so bili v redu, obojci so bili. Pa še zdaj so. Pet minut je rekel, počakamo še. Okay. Kaj, se vidimo kasneje, ali? Ok. 40 ste rekli. Ja, temeljni podcast. Dobro je to. Stanješ do... Ja, pošljemo po maila.
Ne stava odprta drugače.
Ne, ono, to je naroba. Ja.